Welcome to Zero Spin Podcast. And today I thought we'd talk about something a little bit more current, which is Juneteenth and how we got all these celebrations and everything. My question is, can black people ever have nice things without ruining it? You have a holiday, that's supposed to be for celebration and everything like that. But you have people in the streets fighting, causing trouble, causing chaos. I mean, for instance, this little post here, we got a mob of teens shut down the largest Juneteenth festival in South Carolina after they started beating on each other. They witnessed multiple teens punching each other and attacking teens at the family-friendly festival. So, yeah, like that's my question. Can black people enjoy things without ruining it?
Absolutely. They absolutely can. This is not, my thing is, this is not a black people thing. It's a human thing. Y'all ever been at the Mexican parties and quinceañeras and all that stuff?
Yeah.
It go down too.
Yeah.
Hey, it's just our shine right now. It's just our time. It's a black holiday. Just the focus is on us. Think of all the fights that happened at Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
Think of all the fights that finna happen on 4th of July.
Yeah, facts.
I don't think it's a black people thing. I think it's a human thing.
But see, one question comes to mind when I heard you read that. It was like, but why though? What the fuck, man? Like,
I mean,
you can't just go out and get a plate and say hi to people and just exist in the same spot as other people?
you can, but people be on different type of time.
Like, what the fuck?
Some people be starving. They want that fight.
God,
But for what though?
They don't want. They starving. They not starving for ribs. They starving for
I'm
fights.
like, what the fuck, man? Like, you just pull up to a Juneteenth festival, like, yeah, I want all the smoke. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I want all that shit.
Yes. You
Like,
want to know why?
What?
Because in the average everyday human schedule, you're not around a lot of people like that.
I get that.
So
I
when
get that.
the opportunity arises, you're right. Some people gonna take it as an opportunity to socialize and mingle and do the right thing, but then other people are gonna take the opportunity to do bad, nefarious stuff and just start acting up.
Okay, but
Example is the Boston Marathon. If somebody wanted to bomb Boston, why would they not do it on a regular average Tuesday morning? Why wait for a whole marathon when everybody's there?
see that's my thing though. Like, see,
And those were white people. So
I'm not getting the mechanics of it because of the simple fact that if you've been in the house your entire life and you finally get around a group of people and shit, why is the first fucking thought that come to mind like, yeah, man, let me throw some gasoline in this barbecue grill and burn everybody else?
Because some people are
You know
evil
what I'm saying?
like that.
Like, what was you thinking by yourself before you even went there? You know what I'm saying? And if chances are, if you were thinking about, offering some people or unaliving some people, you should just stay at home. You should cook them friends
They're
in the
not
microwave.
going to do that.
You know what
Some
I'm saying?
people are real life
Like,
villains. That's why school shootings happen, because you're targeting a vulnerable group. I've yet to see a school shooting happen at like a police station or somewhere else.
I mean,
yeah,
But the funny thing about this is, I mean, when you look through some of the comments, you got stuff like this. Nice neighborhood you have there. A shame if anything happened to it and they got like, a black person is like a comet coming down on the neighborhood. And then you got this here, to chimp or not to chimp. That be the question.
You know what? I don't even recognize those things, because who is saying that? If there's white people saying that, that's the part calling the kettle black. Because every time black people try to separate and start their own society, who tore up the good neighborhood? Just like the picture of the black person in the sky that you showed me. Who was terrorizing the black people neighborhood? It was white people. They actively came and burnt down several cities of successful black people.
Facts.
So they don't get a pass in my book either.
Yeah, true. I mean, the thing I say, like, people get on, race relations and being racist and everything. I'm like, I just don't like nobody because all of us have done some fucked up shit in history to somebody else, but we
Exactly.
seem to conveniently forget about that when it's something that's like, oh, it's something that happened like yesterday, like. Oh, black people or whatever race is bad. But throughout history, we all have been fucking with each other in fucked up ways.
There's a relevancy bias.
But I mean, my whole thing is, black folks, if you're listening out there, keep your fucking hands to yourself. Okay?
Exactly.
Just get a goddamn plate and mind your business. Just say hi to everybody. Like, it ain't even that serious. Like, beating on each other. Like, I understand y'all teens and y'all got y'all hormones raising, testosterone, estrogen like a motherfucker. But hey, at the end of the day, you're around people that look like you. Okay. Just tone that shit the fuck down.
Nah, man. He saw that old buddy took the last hot dog. He like, man, fuck that nigga. I'm finna dust his ass up.
He probably got bad because there wasn't no more plates. If that was the case, man, hey, holla at your homeboy. Maybe you can slide some mashed potatoes off on your plate. Somebody give you a chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? They can make a full plate out of pieces of plates. But like all the rest of that crazy shit, I'm like, black people as a whole need to do better in this day and age. Because I'm like, I just don't understand it. Like everywhere you look, everywhere you see online, there's like massive fights. Oh, this, that, and it's like, man, like what we accomplishing, man? We ain't doing shit. It's just people just did like us just beating on each other.
I mean, I do agree with that point that in black culture there should be a respect and kind of like black excellence that we're not gonna harm each other. I do agree with that. There should be a level of respect to say we look alike, so what's the point of attacking our own and attacking each other? Because there's enough people willing to attack us just unprovoked.
Exactly.
So why should we attack each other? Now I do agree with that we should not be targeting each other, especially those who look like us. I don't agree with that. But to say it's a black thing or a black culture, I don't believe in that. They can run statistics and show that the most violent people are poor white people and rich white people. Surprisingly, they just go unpunished because they're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
true.
I mean, you'll have the statistic nerds that'll say the data shows it's overwhelmingly black people. It just, I don't know. A part of me wants to say like it's just that black people get caught doing the shit
because white people are the police.
Black people get caught the most.
How
doing
are they
the
gonna
shit.
say a statistic that's already skewed because the ones doing the policing don't look like black people?
I mean, true, but I still think it's because black people get caught the most frequent doing it. It's like you can see this shit, like people doing fucked up crimes. Like some of the most nastiest crimes are done by like non-black people, but it just they keep it a little bit more discreet. Like black people get caught for like, I guess I want to say like petty and violent crimes the most often. Like you see it on the news the most often, but like you talking about them like sex dungeons, them pedo rings and shit like that.
Those are white people.
Yeah, and they go on for years and years, and then like somehow, some way, they finally get caught. But it's like that's how I feel like why the statistics are. I mean, you can't argue with them to a certain degree, but at the same time, there's a lot of unreported shit that goes on that non-black people do, and they just haven't been brought to light yet.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Epstein and all them are rich white people.
Yeah.
It went unreported for the longest.
That's true.
So my thing is, if black people always getting caught, who always catching us? And why they always in our business?
Yeah, and why we always getting publicized?
Have you seen a black person go out their house and harass a white person? You don't look like you belong in this neighborhood. Can I see your government ID to prove that you live here? Have you ever seen a black person do that? Like, let's keep it real.
They ain't never did that shit.
So who's always in our business? Like, you gotta keep the lens on the right, perspective.
Yeah, but see, like, to add to that, like I said, once again, black folks, if you're listening out there, get your shit together. Tighten up, nigga. Like, the reason being is because, like, in the course of a month, we had 3 different races on our fucking necks by different shit. You had the Chinese dude that shot the black dude. You had that Latino chick that was talking crazy. And then, white folks as usual. But the point still remains, like, we beating on each other, but all 3 other races, we had like 3 different other races at our necks. And within a month's time. And I'm like, y'all don't see what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't see what's in the air, nigga.
I do believe black people need to get to a level of respecting themselves to not do certain things. But I also feel like the world always want a punching bag, and for whatever reason, it just seems to be black people. They don't want to be the lowest on the totem pole, so they're gonna make somebody else the lowest on the totem pole.
Yeah, that's just
so that they don't have to look at themselves. Cause real talk, if white people always worrying about black people to keep them away from focusing on their own pedo white people.
Yep, facts.
When do you have time to catch the child predators in the white community if you always worrying about somebody black?
Cause like they really don't investigate shit that be going on in their own neighborhood.
So it's like you got all this time to follow around and have all these statistics on black people. What about their own race?
But see, that's the one thing I can say. You know what I'm saying? Like, black folks, they know what's going on in their neighborhood. They know
we know what's
gangs
up
in our neighborhood.
And we know we ain't perfect, but
you know what I'm saying?
We don't go out our way to harass Mexicans, harass Chinese people, harass white people. I've never seen that.
You can't really say that, though, because, like, that's the one thing Twitter does do. Anytime there's race relations and some messed up stuff, they will put it front page. And recently, like, there's been, like, black teenagers who have been kind of wilding and just beating on non-black people. So now that's kind of the new thing that people are upset about. There was this one video about a group of teens beating up this Asian lady for no reason. And people are like, that's their new fuel to just be like, black people are, chimping out again, being some apes. Where's your father figure? Like shit like that.
But was it on the heels of that black young man getting shot by that Asian person?
I mean, yeah, it
was
probably
it
is
just unprovoked? Like, cause we can discuss details, but we gotta discuss all the details. Is all I'm trying to say.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people on Twitter, they just see stuff and they don't look at the bigger picture or like what is all involved, the current race relations and everything. I do think that had to do with it, but at the same time, people are going to want to isolate and cherry pick certain pieces of information about what happened to try to, make a decision or an opinion about a whole race. But they probably were just misguided. I'm not excusing what they did. They probably just misguided, and somebody didn't teach them better to not do shit like that. Because regardless of what happened with the Chinese guy, the Asian guy, and the black kid, you shouldn't go out and just be beating on random people. Like, that's still bad.
But you shouldn't, like, and I do not condone that.
My whole thing is, in this world, you just got some fucked up people.
Yeah.
Like, they just be waiting for a fucking reason to do anything. Like, it's like, even if you was to take the race out of that shit, and it was over, like, just because she said something online, and they recognize her face from online, and they beat her up for that. Like, people just be waiting for, like, the smallest little shit to go outside and justify they fucked up psychotic tendencies, bro. Like,
that's true.
That be. Like, there's a lot of, like, if you think about it, man, like, with everything that be coming down and forth, like, back and forth in the media and the news, Twitter and shit like that, just sit and look at that shit. Some of that shit, like, there's a lot of fucked up people, like, they fucked up mentally out here, bro. Like, hard.
And that's also a thing that people don't really try to get into as well. There is a lot of mental illness, but depending on what the issue is, and if people support whatever mentally ill action that person's doing, they won't recognize it as mental illness. Like, got people,
see it as normal.
Yeah, they see it as normal. You got people even though it has passed already, people are still sensitive about the Charlie Kirk thing, right? The person that shot him was mentally ill. I don't care how you want to put it. Just because you disagree with somebody, you go get a rifle, you shoot him, right?
They still talking about that?
Well, some people still do, actually, yeah. And there's still some people who defend the guy shooting him. So it is,
That's disgusting.
yeah, it is. People don't want to recognize mental illness, bad behavior, stupidity.
But is it mental illness, or are we using a blanket term for people who do not have emotional maturity to cope with certain things?
I think it's I think it's a lot of things, but I will say it's probably mental illness because you know the difference between right and wrong, and you know that you're not supposed to do certain
Do
things.
they? Do they?
There got to be some type of mental
they
problem.
really?
Like there got to
mean,
be something wrong with them.
I mean, what's the moral compass? They rally
It's
so
something wrong
hard to
with
get
them.
prayer out of schools. So what's the moral compass?
It's something wrong with them. That's all I can really
What's the
say.
moral standard?
I don't know what it is with them type of people, but you have people doing fucked up shit, and because it's something that somebody else or a group of people agreed with because they didn't like the target, they will try to normalize that and be like, oh, that person had it coming, or nah, I would have did the same thing. But it's
Nah.
like you can't do that.
But nah, see, I say that's a mental fucking illness because I'm like, at the end of the day, you can either agree with his opinions or you cannot. That don't mean, like, if you disagree with his opinions, that don't mean go out and go, like, there's levels of this shit. Like, the nigga had to go to a pawn shop or a fucking gun shop to get the gun, buy the motherfucking bullets. If not, he bought it undercover, you know what I'm saying, like with somebody that was selling firearms illegally or whatever the hell. That's too many steps. Only step you should have said was, well, I disagree with what the fuck he's saying. That's it. Like, you had to go out your way to locate a gun for the job. Then you had to get bullets. You know what I'm saying? Then you had to strategically find a vantage point in which you was gonna do the shit. You had to plan the shit out. That's too much work.
But is that
too
mental
much.
illness or bad emotional coping?
Mental fucking illness.
I mean, I
The
really
reason-
wouldn't even say that's bad emotional coping because it's like
Because
you have to do a lot of steps to accomplish all of that, and
It's
then
like-
still think you're right.
yeah, because
But,
like
okay.
somebody got like everybody on the face of the planet has like some kind of a conscience, bro. Like if you a normal
Do
human
they
being,
though?
yeah, but they don't. But I'm
Do
saying
they?
like if you're a normal human being,
We making
Then
a
you-
lot of assumptions.
then you
Just
have
saying.
somewhat of a conscience. You know what I'm saying? In which something in your mind, I don't like. Even if you act like you don't have a conscience, something gonna tell you, hey, this is not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I shouldn't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? For you to, the reason why I say it's a mental illness is like you have permanently shut that low voice off completely. There is no, let me think about this or let me give it a second thought. It's just go. Yeah, do it. Go.
But
That's a good
that's
idea.
that's like a girl having a boyfriend, and just because she disagreed with him, say she really wants some chips, and he said no, babe, you gotta watch your weight, and just because she disagreed with him, that gives her the right to kill him.
I mean, why are you talking?
Is that bad coping, or is that a mental illness?
I would say it's mental illness. Like, why are you talking? There's legit a story of like this mixed couple, TikTok stars, and she killed her boyfriend just cause like I think she thought he was cheating or something. But like she killed the black guy. I think it was something about she thought he was cheating or something. But like it was something stupid why she killed him. But she killed him over something so stupid. I might look up the story in a little bit. But you have people who even like if we want to make it funny, like boondocks, like nigga moments. Like you have people who will shoot somebody or fight somebody over them stepping on their sneakers. Like
but no, like in that case, in that situation you just explained to us, I really think she ain't had no mental issues, and I'm a ride the high horse on this one. I think she had some racial undertones. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to kill somebody over something that dumb, like you meant to do that shit. Like you said you was gonna do that shit at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like you had plans. Like you pre-planned some shit in your mind.
That's premeditated.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to have, cause like I don't care how heated you get with a person, like your spouse or whoever, bro. You not gonna you're not gonna off them for nothing stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch some crime documentaries, them niggas got purposes. Like they be offing people for the insurance money and shit. Like
That's not funny.
they don't fucking kill nobody on no bag of chips or yeah, I think you're cheating. Pow, like you know what I'm saying? They don't do no shit like that.
I'm just trying to figure out when it got so bad to tell other people no.
Exactly. Like everybody, like you wanna know what? Right about now, the human race as a whole has failed at communication. That's what the fuck the problem is. Can't nobody communicate. Can't nobody say exactly what the fuck is on their mind.
Well, if somebody says no, why is that so hard to accept? Like, who's raising these people that they can't hear no and just back off or go away? Who's telling these people it's okay to override somebody's no?
I don't know.
Now you're crossing into the territory of being controlling. Because no is a complete sentence. Yeah. So that means people gotta die over saying no.
Okay. Yeah, the thing I was talking about was Courtney Clenny. She killed her boyfriend. It was just because they had a toxic relationship, and like she was mad at him over something stupid when he came back one day or something like that, and she just. Over? It was dumb. They just was arguing. They had a toxic relationship. Like they was just like abusive towards each other. She was kind of more abusive towards him, in my opinion. Like she would just berate him and talk down to him all the time.
That's why I say what I said. Like I call that shit word for word, bro. Like there was racial undertones with that shit, bro. Like,
and then she just killed him. She stabbed him up.
See, people don't understand, man. Like y'all can get in these interracial relationships, but like. Some of them people that be of a different race, they be having racial undertones, bro. Like you can't really put 100% trust in them motherfuckers, because, I mean, bottom line is like you might think you getting with them because you like really want to experience the whole interracial shit, and that person might be looking at you like, oh yeah, well you know what? I always wanted to date like you, like a black dude, like you a fetish or some shit like that. And then what happens when they get tired of the fetish? They gonna look at ways to get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not against interracial relationships. I'm just gonna say this: black people already went through slavery once. No need to go through it again in your relationship. That's all I'm saying. I'm not against interracial relationships, but what's the point of escaping slavery the first time just for you to get in a romantic relationship with somebody and go through slavery again?
That was very well said.
Yeah, I mean...
Don't do slavery twice. Say no to slavery twice.
Also on that topic, when you do try to get success, sometimes you do have to, or you're trying to be successful at life in general, sometimes you do got to cut people off. And that brings me to this clip. Let me see. Let me cue this up real quick. But Ben Affleck, of all people, let me see. He said something in this clip that was pretty neat, I thought. Some food for thought. But let me see. He basically said, let me play the clip real quick.
History of like, well, what is that like, and what does that do to your life, and how did you get that way, and what does it take,
And what's the cost? Because to truly be great at something, you have to kind of almost abandon everything.
I've seen that in various ways, like in that kind of just empirical personal study. I haven't seen anybody who I think like qualifies for that who didn't also seem to be really suffering.
100%.
And you're like, damn, you should be so happy. You're the greatest. And interviewers always, how do you feel right now? And there's that sense that like either it's never finished or it's never enough or they can't enjoy it.
But basically, like what I took from that is him saying like, when you trying to be successful, there's a bit of suffering to it, and to some degree you have to, you gotta cut people off. Or you gotta let go of everything to achieve success, because you gotta do it. You gotta do it by yourself. It's gonna be a hard road, and not everybody's really gonna be in your corner while you're doing it. Like, do you think you have to cut people off to attain success? Like, are you just destined to be lonely by yourself, or can you have success and peace? Because we also do have a lot of people who say like, the more money you get, the more problems you get because you realize people really don't even like you like that.
Yeah, I get that, but okay, so I mean, I'm so confused right now. 'Cause the reason being is because okay, this Ben Affleck we talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first confusing question is like, was you not aware of this when you was dating J Lo?
Oh
Like,
my
you
god.
should have cut her off then, bro. Like, nah, cause he was actually relevant. He was hot in the industry at that time. And like, why when shit you saw the signs? I know you saw the signs there, bro. That shit was goddamn fucking up. You should have cut her off right then and there. And yeah, to answer that question, yes, sometimes. Well, I say a majority of your career cycle and whatever you doing, yes, cut people off. Yes, you gonna be lonely. Yes, that shit gonna fuck with you. But in the end, it's worth it if that's where you want to be at. Because like people don't, like a majority of people that come in your life just cause speed bumps. You know what I'm saying, or hurdles. And what you trying to do? They either got this shit going on, that shit going on. Unless you find somebody who content with where they at and who they is. But if you don't find nobody like that, like most of everybody is gonna, come into your life, and at some point in time, they're gonna be a hurdle. Unless that person trying to grow with you, if that person can see the vision, and they can see the campaign, and they down to rally at your campaign to make sure you achieve this goal, then by all means keep that person. But I'm like shit. Outside of that, like real talk, a majority of the people you encounter on a day-to-day basis in your life, you may have dealings with, is gonna present a hurdle at some point. It's inevitable. It's not gonna stop. Like you might think they cool and shit, but give it some time. You're gonna hear something to where it's like, oh yeah, well, this, that. Or either if you start out a venture with somebody, at some point in time, y'all gonna disagree. And it's probably not even gonna be because of you. It probably gonna be because of the other person, because they ego, whatever the hell. It's like a lot of things that come into play. So I agree with just cutting everything off. You know what I'm saying? Everything off that could be an outside influence, and get to where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? When you're content, then you bring other people in because you already accomplished what you needed to accomplish. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's different levels of success, and I do believe that once you decide what success means to you, you do have to cut other people off. And it can be success in anything. You can want to be successful getting money. Well, then now you have to decide, well, how am I going to get this money? And then you got people who want to hang out with you and not let you master your art or master what you're trying to master to get the money. But then on the other side, you might think success is having a family, right? You want the picket fence, you want the kids running in the yard. What happens then? Temptation. Some whole bag come out the woodwork wanting to tempt you, get you away from the woman you trying to lock in with. So I think in every aspect of the human experience is focus versus temptation. And I think it really boils down to that, because in every area of success, you're going to have something tempting you to do something else.
Yeah, that's true. Like how you said, like, hey, if you want a family, you know what I'm saying? Gotta cut off the side chick, gotta cut off the whole bags.
All the exes,
you know what I'm
wanting
saying?
to
Exes
hit you
and shit
up.
like that. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
you
all
want
that
to
shit
have
gotta
dinner?
go.
Let's catch up.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if your fiance get wind of that text, she gonna get rid of you right then and there.
That's it. I like, you gotta protect where you trying to go at all costs. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? If you're not down to do that, then hey, by all means, take them L's. You know what I'm saying? You like, cause that's the only thing you're gonna be getting is L's. Like, left and right.
But why do you think people are so stubborn and not wanting to reach not having the mental capacity to realize, like, some things just don't mix. Like, you can't want to own businesses and then like you're like a terrible person going to jail, all kind of stuff. Or like even more current now, like these OnlyFans girls. Like if you want to make it like something simple, like these OnlyFans girls, and they want to get married and they want to have a life and they don't want the internet to remember what the fuck they did. I mean, technically
That shit ain't happening.
technically they were successful. They made the money, but what did you leave behind? They don't want to be looked at for that. And you got business owners who they want to be successful with their business, but they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to leave behind, like the foolishness and the people who are really just bringing them down and not helping them further grow.
Oh, but I like okay. How about this? In the terms of the OnlyFans model chicks, they brought their own sales down. Okay, nobody brought them down. And let's be understood with that. Like when you put what you put on the internet and it was displayed in that manner for profit, you was trading your nudies, your videos for money. You made that transaction willingly. So ain't nobody taking L's but them. All right. Now, the fact that they want to get married and all the rest of that other shit, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say like the Childish Gambino song. This is America, okay? That means that even though they was on camera, even though they might have been getting ran through on camera, even though they was showing their body parts and shit like that, they got money. They always gonna be some cuck ass dude that is waiting to be chosen from the land of cuckdom to be the next the next perfect spouse to a female like that. And I'm like, he's gonna stay with her because she got the money. He gonna worship the ground she walk on, even though she done all these unscrupulous things. Why? Because the money's there and she look good. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never gonna change. Like ain't like all the dudes that look good might be like, nah, hell nah, I ain't dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna be that one guy that ain't seen a girl in a long time, or that don't get no play like that, and if she decides she gonna give him some play, guess what? He gonna roll with that shit. He gonna sit there and he gonna take every second of abuse from that female. It's not gonna change. Like that shit's not gonna go away.
A funny thing is, I've been seeing Mia Khalifa. She talked about recently how she find it odd to find jobs because most of the people they recognize her and they try to act like they don't. So it's like when she in interviews, they'll be like, have I seen you somewhere before? Did you used to do anything in media? And like she's like she gets mad about it because it's like, obviously you know what I've done before. And I'm like, no shit, you've been on the internet like that. But like, I mean, I guess that's the trade-off for them. Like they left everybody out to get where they were by selling nudes and doing porn or whatever. But then now they have done something in the realm of people don't want to look at you the same way. So it's like they that's something you can't really return back from as far as being isolated and leaving people out, and then they're expecting people to forget about what they've done. But like even in regular business though, like the regular business owner, like they'll try to make their businesses, but I guess what I'm saying is it's reverse with regular people, like regular businesses. They try to include as much people as they can on the front end, but that's one of the main things that will tank your business, because if you don't look at people for who they are and what value they have to your business, they're just gonna ruin the shit anyway.
Exactly.
Well, I think people need to know where they're going and assess how they're going to get there. Because I think a lot of people are running around thinking there's no consequences. And that's the biggest flaw in human psychology that I see. Everything has a consequence built into it. So the example with the OF girls, yeah, they're getting money, but then the consequence is public perception of you has changed. Now she has to figure out if she values that public perception or not. Now at the time of her making that money on OF, she didn't value it, but the minute she wants to leave, now she values it. And I think that's the disconnect. You have to look at everything essentially before you even do it, or try to talk to people and try to figure out what are all the applicable consequences. There's enough people who made that mistake before you that you can figure out and talk to enough people to figure out what the consequences might potentially be. And unfortunately, a lot of people think the consequences don't apply to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the issue too. So I firmly believe everybody's forgiven of their sins, but the consequences don't go away just because you're forgiven. Now you have to deal with how other people view you, how other people give you access or deny access to certain things, and you cannot control that perception after you've made the choice to do a specific thing.
I mean, yeah, but that gets into like a lot of social media as well, because it seems like this newer generation that is coming up, they think it's fly to do everything on social media, but they don't really think about the after effects of what happens. As far as if you fail, whatever you did on the internet, it's up there, and people can pull that whenever they want to. And it's all you always gonna have at least one hater in life that just don't like you so fucking much. Anything and everything they can use to fuck you over, they will find it. That's just a thing, and I don't think people realize that. Like, even you going for like regular jobs, like there have been times where I have been on regular jobs and like people knew about me through like old ass shit that I might have put on the internet, and then like, oh yeah, you used to be that guy who used to tell funny jokes or do like stupid ass videos on the internet, like some shit like that. And it's like, where the fuck did you find this shit from, my guy? Like, but it always happens.
Isn't that not part of the consequence? I think that's why a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there, because you do take a chance, you take a risk, and you got to say, well, am I okay with people recognizing me if I have to backtrack for a little while, or am I not okay with that? So to your point, I don't see anything wrong with putting oneself out there, but at the same time, you have to understand that there are people who gonna try to throw your past in your face, and you gotta know that that's just a built-in consequence of being a public figure.
But see, speaking of that, all right. So I'm kind of confused and kind of a little mixed up with that shit, because it's like, all right, cool, okay. So you might have done some shit and it's on the internet, right? But like, if you're a nice person though, you know what I'm saying? Why? Like, I've seen it happen so many times. Like, people go after the nice person who don't do shit and who don't fuck with nobody, and they put their shit out there, and then like everybody was like, oh man, I can't believe that person, you know what I'm saying, was in a corn video and shit. And it's like, okay, but ain't none of y'all niggas mad at the motherfucker that put it up though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person had the most hate in their blood because they sat through and sift through all the internet trash out here just to find evidence that they can submit on that person's behalf and fuck with that person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I need people to get at the trolls that be going out their way to try to find people shit. You know what I'm saying? But now, don't get me wrong. Like, if that person's a douchebag, asshole, and like they need to be taught a lesson, then teach them a lesson by all means. But you know what I'm saying? But the people, like, you know, they might have just did some shit just because, you know, shit was rough. You know what I'm saying? They had to fuck pay their car note, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't no like a-hole.
I mean, if
you know what
if
I'm saying, like, you can't really dig up they shit and start smoke with them, and they ain't never did nothing to nobody. But
Man, you really want to get down to the nitty gritty. Like,
Yeah,
it's
man.
certain parts, it's certain neighborhoods, certain parts of where you can go to. Like, people sell ass, whether it's man or woman, they sell ass like it's candy. And they do it, like you said, for various reasons. But, like, it would be a dick move, in my opinion, to be like, oh, I seen that motherfucker. Like, you find that person's job and be like, oh, I seen that motherfucker selling ass. And, like, you got pictures and shit of the motherfucker trying to get them fired just because they was maybe down on their luck or something like that. But it's like people pick and choose. And I think the one dangerous thing about the internet is people got this notion of we made you so we can destroy you. That type of shit.
Well, that's the wrong attitude to have. First off, didn't know I make me, so the Lord himself. So they need a prompt humbling because they did not make me, so they cannot break me. But you're right. People, I think the term that needs to be brought up at this point is entitlement. People think they are entitled to other people's lives, and that's not the case. So you're right. If they're a fan and they give you money, they give you attention, now they feel entitled to your life. And I'm not saying that's right, but that's kind of the thought process, I guess, that they're going through. So when you do something that they don't like, they feel entitled to try to humble you or set you straight because in their mind they've invested in you.
So you got, the entitlement thing. But, like, to me, you know that saying, people like say dance monkey dance, or whether or not they being racist or not, it's still the same sentiment, which is if I'm paying you to do something, you better do what I want. Which
You want to be famous, don't you?
I understand it on some level, but at the same time, people take it a bit too far. It's like a lot of people, I feel like they don't have that good separation between entertainment and real life, or like just a product and a service. Imagine me going into like fucking McDonald's and I'm up here like, yeah, fix that burger. I paid for that burger. You gonna give me that burger. Put that sauce on that burger. Like, if I'm getting like real weird about that shit, and if they don't put the sauce on the burger, the cheese is not melted like how I like it, I'm throwing a fit. I'm trying to burn down the whole establishment. Like, I feel like that's how some people are. They just get too invested in shit and they don't realize the boundaries, the normal, like, reasonable boundaries. Like, they just want to kill they just want to kill your whole thing if they don't like what you're doing.
they be geeked up in fantasy land, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take it from a different perspective. Is it not entitlement when a person has kids and they're investing in their kids, feeding them, taking care of them? Some parents want their kids to go into specific career fields because they say, hey, I looked out for you for your whole entire life. You owe me. You better do this career field like I told you to, so you can be successful and I can get some of that success too because I spent all this time taking care of you.
Nah, that's just some Joe Jackson shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
but the entitlement, I think, is like a human
That's just what
nature
that is,
behavior. I think anybody where it costs, unless the person is very perfect, which nobody's perfect, anytime they release any type of sacrifice to better someone else, there's gonna be a smidge of entitlement.
But see, that's the thing is I wanna agree that it is a form of entitlement, but at the same time, my thing is don't pay people attention, time, or money if it's not a wash, because at that point you looking to
You ain't
get
gonna
something
get that.
out of it.
You're not gonna get that.
Yeah, but you looking to get something out of it and you just not being honest about it. Like, if I give a homeless man some money all in the street, that'd be fucked up if I came back like 2 days later and be like, hey, I need you to do this job for me because I paid you that money last week, so you owe me now. Like, you can't just, if you want to support somebody or you want to, try to see that they make it through life, some things kind of have to be a wash. And that entitlement, I don't know what to call it, but it's a form of entitlement, and you just feel like you got to get something back out of whatever you put your money into. But then at the same time, we're talking about live human beings here. So it's like, unless you're upfront about it and that person knows the expectations that you're trying to place on them by you helping them, quote unquote helping them, I don't think that's fair.
But you know what's so
It's
fucked?
not
You
fair.
know what's so fucked up though? Since you said, since you gave that example about the bum, like check this out. I done seen that shit in real life. Like there's been a person. I seen a person I know. They gave a bum like $5, $10 without even thinking about it. But then they gave like a person who wasn't down bad $10 and was like expecting that return back. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like on him like, yeah man, hey, you got that 10 I gave you. And I'm like, I'm trying to piece together the mental processes that's going on with this shit. Cause like on one hand, the man ain't got nothing and you gave him $10 like it wasn't shit. But then on the other hand, this person that's healthy and capable, you gave $10, but you looked at them like, bitch better have my money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
I don't understand that shit.
it's impossible to decipher millions of people's intentions
Yeah.
and motivations. It's impossible unless you just make things up front. Just make the transaction up front. But then you still got people who have the mindset, well, I don't have to make things up front. You knew what it was when you signed up. So you gotta deal with those people. Like, you knew what it was being on this internet, getting my views and clicks. You better do what I tell you to do. You knew what time it was.
Hey, that sound like they got some pimp mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
You knew what this was.
It is unfair. That's what I'm saying. It's very unfair. And the only way to try to protect yourself is to state your demands up front and see who accepts them or who denies them.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's almost like people have a problem with stating their intentions clearly because they want what they want, and they feel like if they were to express exactly what they wanted up front, most people would just be like, fuck no, you weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's confusing. Like, I'm lost because I would think that if, I wanted something specific, you know what I'm saying? And this is not, like, this is an exclusive request to a certain exclusive person. Then I would make that request and I would let them know, this. And then, like, if they say yay, we good. They say nay, we good. We go about our business. If it's nay, if it's yay, then we complete the transaction and everything's good. But I don't know. I think, like, somewhere down the line, like, some people look at money like, okay, since I'm paying, I want it exactly, you know what I'm saying, the way I want it. Like,
that's impossible.
I
to
don't
fulfill.
want no substitutions. I don't want, and I'm like, and it's crazy, like, cause a motherfucker be staying at their computer screen. He be like, all right, I done paid this OnlyFans model some money. He like, yeah, she mine.
Sir,
I don't
that
wanna see
is
it.
prostitution. That is illegal.
He like, I don't want to see her in videos or pictures with no other guy
That
because I
is-
paid my
that
money.
is a pimp.
And I'm like, dude,
Pretty
like,
sure that's
do
a
you
pimp.
do you not understand? Like, let me break it down for everybody who listening. Every OnlyFans girl has within the immediate radius of her at least about 20 to 50 dicks on standby in her neighborhood and in the surrounding area, and they probably done seen her page, and they probably be at her house or probably be seeing her walking around and be hollering at her. And guess what? She probably be getting piped down by them dudes in her neighborhood. She's not taking flights and going out there to see you motherfuckers that pay. She's not finna do that. Yeah, what she finna do is she finna go find her somebody in that neighborhood or around the corner, and while y'all look at shit online. Just remember that. Alright? There's no reason to get emotionally invested and act like that's your girl, because it's not.
I mean, they are invested because they gave you something of value up.
But I mean, like, yeah. But I mean, no, I'm
I'm
talking
not
about the dude.
condoning the mindset, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm talking about the dude, like, cause I mean, the dudes that they getting their little videos and spank material and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, treat it as such. Like, if that was a magazine, you wouldn't be obsessive with the girl in the magazine because you looking at the magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Like,
guys are.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Well, I mean, damn. Like,
I
you
think
know
the
what I'm
bigger
Wait.
question is, when is enough enough?
saying? Yeah.
Because
Yeah, we can say that.
in my opinion, I can go to a concert and pay to see an artist live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I pay my money. They did the show. I go home. I'm satisfied, right?
Yeah.
But there's some people who pay their money to go to a concert and they feel they deserve to be able to get on stage. And they feel they deserve to do certain weird stuff at the concert just because they paid their money. Because just listening to the artist perform was just not enough. They want to be all on stage in the cameras and all that because they paid their money. So then the discrepancy is at what part in the transaction is enough?
I don't know, man. Like some people, that's what I say. It's hard to classify
wild.
exactly what that is.
I-
I mean, that ain't no different from the prison stories we be talking about. It's like somebody offer you a honey bun, you think it's a honey bun for free. That motherfucker come to your cell later, like, hey, where my payment at for that honey bun? Like, you over there thinking you got that shit for free, and nah, that motherfucker like, shit, you can pay me back with your buns. Like, it's some shit
That's
like
disgusting.
that. But it's stuff like that. Like, people do something and you would
That
think
shit
it's a
crazy,
wash.
bro.
People do something and you would think it's a wash, but really they hiding their intentions, and they gonna try to be like, oh, well, now you need to give me what I want, everything I want. And it's like, the fuck, you should have said you was on some weirdo shit like from jump. Like,
So
what?
at what point is the transaction complete, or what point does it cross into extortion?
That's the thing. Some people
That's
don't
the
want to.
question right there.
Yeah, some people don't want to recognize that they're basically like doing
what they
extortion
doing. That's
to
what they
people.
doing. Yeah.
Some people don't want to recognize that. Some people don't. I think some people honestly don't know. Some people are just stupid, and some people
I
are
think
just.
they know.
No,
Yeah.
I think.
They know.
I think they know too.
I think some people
That's
do
what
know,
it
but I
is.
think some people are just lost in a sauce. Like, they just really just that fanatical or just
They
that.
just want what they. They're
Yeah,
just
they
selfish.
just want what they want.
what they want. But I
Yeah.
think they know exactly
They know-
when they cross that
Yeah,
line.
they know exactly what the fuck they doing. I like that. Why they keep persisting.
Yeah.
They don't stop at some point and be like, "Hey, man, maybe, just maybe, I'm ruining this person's life, or I'm making it uncomfortable for them." They don't care. They just keep on persisting.
I mean, at what
mean,
point in
like-
the transaction is it a fair trade?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, when is enough?
I don't think there ever is enough for some
I'm
people.
like, shit. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, what? Like, what more could you want? Like, if some-
Control, power, dominance.
But I'm like, you. That's fantasy land shit. Especially if you on the internet. Like, you're not seeing this person face to face. You're not in this person's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fantasy land shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can only control what you can control, given your circumstance, situation, and what's in your vicinity. Outside of that, the internet that goes globally, you can't control none of that shit that be on there. Can't do shit by
Yeah, that's true.
that.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, with people being on the internet so much, it's like, especially these younger kids who are trying to be famous and everything. I find it weird that some people just, they willing to do whatever it takes to get money and fame, and then you have some people it just completely like fucks them over, because I guess either they weren't built for it or they just weren't ready for it. I found this story a while back, and it's about this girl who used to do TikTok, but somehow, some way, she got homeless, and she says, let me see in this thing, it says, I don't sleep, I don't eat, I get up, I go sell myself for money, and then I come back, cop some drugs, and repeat. Like, a lot of kids
Wait,
think they
what?
want to be, yeah. A lot
that
of people,
escalated.
yeah. A lot of people think they ready for social media, but it's like some people, when they get that money, that status, that fame, they find something that's a vice for them, and they just get fucked up.
So let me get this straight. She started TikTok when she was young.
I don't know. Like she looked like from the pictures, it looked like she started TikTok when she like was at least by like 18 or something like that.
I would hope so, cause I'm like shit. Like, how the hell you like you doing too much? Like shit. Like damn. Like you got famous and then you what happened to the money?
She apparently just
Like
she started riding that white horse too bad or something.
I have so many questions, bro. Like, nah, because like, who does that? Like, okay, yeah, you get TikTok famous, you got, you know, you raking in dough, and for lack of a better term, you raking in the money and shit. At what point do you decide, like, oh yeah, well, I ain't got shit better to do than to snort some of this white horse? You know what I'm saying? Like, giddy up. You know
Because
what I'm saying?
rich
Like,
people get bored.
and I'm like, but you still doing what you doing, so you know what I'm saying? Like, at least say some of that shit for when you fall off, because everybody's gonna fall off at some point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's conventional wisdom.
But it is like you really like rock starred that shit. You TikTok creator and you rock starred the fuck out of it. Like sex, money, and drugs, huh?
But I'm like,
And I'm like,
what causes some of them to like tank that bad? Cause you do have some functional druggies. I remember seeing a story about Mike Tyson. He said he was trying to quit coke, and he was talking to his doctor, and his doctor started asking him for coke. Like, do you have something? And
Wow.
like, how,
That
how
That
you
defeats the
crazy
purpose of
to
him
hear.
sobbing, bro.
like how are you a full doctor but you asking somebody who trying to get off coke for coke? Like there's people forget there's a lot of functional druggies who have actual high powered positions, but they behind the scenes they on that desk snorting it real hard or shooting up real bad. And I think people forget about that shit too. But I still have the question, like, what causes people to just completely lose themselves once they get money and fame or like positions of power?
I don't know. Like some people can't handle it. It's just like the situation, right? Like when you remember that one year, like we had like a bunch of like cop shootings. Like cops was killing people for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think like some people been like just emotionally down bad for so long. Like meaning like did nobody pay attention to them, or did nobody what I'm saying like acknowledge that they exist. The way like when they do get in the spotlight and all eyes on them, then like they just fucking panic. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, but like I said, like how them cops was just shooting people like that whole year, getting away with it, like or going on paid leave or whatever the fuck. But that was a direct result of them not being important for shit their entire life. And then they get a gun and a badge, and then it was like, yeah, this shit on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show all my haters wrong. That what they say now. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show all my haters wrong. Like, then next thing you know, they in court on the news, and you're like, yeah, they shot so and so. But it's like, I think it's a mental dysfunction with some of them people like that. Cause like it's just like y'all probably got some of them people on y'all Facebook page and shit. The people who in high school wasn't shit or wasn't really popular like that. And then like, now that they in adulthood and some time has passed and they get online, they start posting all kind of weird photos like they up and up, you know what I'm saying? Like they on the up and up and shit like that. It's like I think the whole reason people get like that is because they be living their whole life trying to show other people their relevance, if you get me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh well, I gotta show these people wrong that I'm somebody and this and that. It's like no the fuck you don't. You just need to keep being great. Just keep being you, nigga. Like you don't gotta go above and beyond. Like fuck them niggas. Like if they didn't like you to begin with, that was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, not everybody got your best intention in mind. You know what I'm saying? So like, you trying to chase after folks, like, oh yeah, well, I really want them to like me, that type shit. Now I'm like, man, go ahead on. Like, just do you, stay in your lane, and I'm like, everything will be straight. But I think I see like in most cases, like those people who like just go crazy buck fool, like you know what I'm saying, like snorting like a motherfucker Hoover vac. and goddamn getting drunk as hell and shit like that. It's because they crave that attention. They crave that validation, if you will, amongst their peers, amongst people that in their age group, amongst people like what I'm saying. That we're like when they finally do make it and they get in that spotlight, then it's like a deer in headlights. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know what the fuck to do then. Like they get all discombobulated. They're like, oh man, what the fuck? And it's like, at that point you a deer in headlights. Either jump the fuck out the way, stupid, or get hit by the fucking car. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just those two choices. And most people tend to get hit by the fucking car. So, I mean, but I'm like, I ain't trying to downplay it or anything like that. I'm like, it is a serious thing. But in my opinion, it's a lot of people out here nowadays that ain't never been important, ain't never had no type of authority position, shit like that, that when they do get that opportunity, like they just go buck fool, cause like one, they ain't never had no direction, and two, they ain't never been in a position like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't groomed into the position that they're trying to get or they obtain. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure she ain't had nobody in her corner that would take the pain and ease it into transition. Like, okay, yeah, you starting off young, so yeah, just pump your brakes, you know what I'm saying? And like, let's go ahead ease into this with style, you know what I'm saying? So she probably was left to figure it out herself, and then that would lead to that shit. So ain't no telling.
I just think that people don't have the capacity to handle power and influence. I'm sorry that happened to her and that she going through that, but at the same time, I'm a firm believer that the human form was never put on this earth to be worshipped, ever. So that's the disconnect. So then you give somebody power and influence, and power becomes more intoxicating first before the drugs even enter the chat. So you gotta think, like, how do you... That's like giving a baby sugar for the first time. Like, they're not supposed to have it, but they do have it. So then how do you guide them with that? Something they were never supposed to have.
So just a lot of the times it's almost like, people who have, I don't know if deficiencies is the right word, but people who missing something in the overall lesson of life, they just happen to get famous or something like that, and until they fill the holes of what they're missing, it's empty. So then they just start wilding out and doing dumb shit.
Yeah, that was never supposed to fill that hole.
Yeah,
ever.
It wasn't, cause that's just like, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, like I poke fun at this shit, but like it's really like a serious thing, because that's just like when people win the lottery and then they go broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
they had a deficiency that money was never supposed to fill.
It was something that was missing. You know what I'm saying? And like how you said, like that void temporarily got filled with money and like lots of it. So then they use that as a crutch, and then here come the drugs, here come the party, and here come the fucking reckless behavior, shit like that. So like it's a downward slope once something fills that void that wasn't supposed to fill that void, and you start relying on that, then it's a downward slope after that.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting anything before you are ready to receive it, meaning you're not mature enough to receive it, leads to destruction. That's every time. That's every area of life.
True.
Getting something before you are mature enough to handle it and understand it leads to destruction every time.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. But I mean, like, okay, like this might be a little bit cheesy, but what would be your thoughts or something you would say to like some of these younger generation? The ones who always got their camera phone out recording every fucking thing.
I hate that.
Like, and posting on social media. Like, what would you who would you have to really say to like those type of motherfuckers?
I would have to say that they probably need more hugs and they probably need therapy to figure out why they need so much validation and why they didn't get it at a younger age.
Yeah, true.
Because think about it, so I might be aging myself, but I grew up without social media and the internet. I barely had the internet growing up.
Yeah.
So I don't have that hole in me that needs to be filled with people noticing me on social media. I grew up, hey, do you want to be my friend? Yes or no? No? Okay, I'm run over here to this person in person, not online, in person, and physically ask them, do you want to be my friend? Yes or no? No? Okay, I'm going to go run to this next person in person. So my perspective might be not as relevant because I grew up without social media. So I kind of have the skill set to be rejected in person and handle it okay and cope with it.
Yeah.
Now, these younger generations had social media all the time that they don't, I feel like, and this might be biased, but I feel like they don't have the social skills of just in-person communication because there's so much fear there. Social media gives a sliver of control. If you think about it, everybody is their own god because it's my page. I can control who look at it. I can control who don't look at it. I can block you. I can mute you. I can do this. I can do that. And it's like when you're dealing with real people in real life, you don't have that much control at all. You don't know if you run up to somebody wanting to be their friend, they slap you in the face, or if they take you to eat tacos. You just don't know. You can't control it.
That
so
is a very good point.
So it's like I think these younger kids are intoxicated with control. Like that's the high they're getting off of social media. It's like I can post my body and get 50,000 people to look at me and I can take it down and nobody looks at me. And I can talk to this person, all these person want me, and I can ignore all of them and just reject all of them because it's my page and it's my world. And it's like growing up without social media, at least I was taught at a younger age that it's not my world. It's everybody's world.
Yeah.
So I got to share it. I got to deal with other people at all times.
Facts.
And I think social media kind of puts these kids like in a silo to where they think it's all about them and it's really not.
I agree completely because growing up and you ain't had social media, you ain't had the internet. Shit, boy, like, hey, we were talking about rejection earlier, boy. Can you imagine dealing with that shit face to face?
Exactly.
Like, shit, I got nerves of steel.
I
nigga.
had to work very hard about rejection. Hey, do you want to play with me on the slides? No? All right.
I got nerves of
keep
steel,
it moving.
nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Dating? Hey, you trying to get with me? No? All right.
Then you had the sheet of
Keep it
paper.
pushing.
You had the sheet of paper where you was discreet in class. Like,
Yeah.
do you like me?
Yes
Yes
or
or no? It was a two answer question.
it was real in these streets.
One question. You know what I'm saying?
Then you had to
Two
worry about
answers.
somebody
Yes
getting
or
a note
no.
and passing it around and telling
Hey.
everybody like.
Then they slid you the number on the sheet of paper. They did like it, and then you had to call them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was responsibility in dating back then. Like, nah, they got that lazy shit. You can just, hey, I think I like her picture. I'm gonna put a little heart like right there. Wait for her to text back type shit. But it's like you had to go out your way. Shit, like, the thing that was crazy, like, when I was coming up, you had to physically travel. I guess that's why I'm cut from a different cloth. You had to physically travel. You had that mean when you was in high school, you had to get your learner's permit and you had to get a driver's license
Facts.
to operate a vehicle to travel outside your neighborhood to go get women from a different area. It was none of this, on the phone, I can just, she live over here, but I'm over here. I'm going to like her photo. I'm going to get her number. I can call her and shit. No, you had to physically travel to go get that shit.
Yeah, because we barely had cell phones.
Yeah,
Cell phones was
like,
just coming out.
Cell phone, like, shit, they had the people. But
But you still had to find a payphone. Like,
yeah, but
it was so
like,
much
you wanna know
effort.
what's so crazy? It's like, if you think back to back then, like they even had a stereotype on beepers. If you had a beeper, you were considered a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Facts.
the
And that shit was crazy. Like I was like, what?
Only
Like
people
just
with
cause
money
you,
had beepers.
just cause you got a beeper, you consider you got money and you a drug dealer? Like hell, what if you don't want to miss a message from your homeboy or somebody? Like
I
shit.
mean,
But it kind of was that way though.
Yeah,
You
matter
know
of
what I'm
fact,
saying?
if you had any telecommunications device back then and you were not white,
you had money or you selling drugs.
yeah, it was
The only
either
two.
or.
It's
Your people
either
got
or.
money.
It's either or.
You got money
or both.
or selling drugs.
It's either or both. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. But yeah, I mean, these folk nowadays don't know what it's like to be rejected, to deal with, like, you know, certain hardships like we went through. And I guarantee you, like, if they hear this, they probably be like, oh, we don't want to go through that. I'm like, well, we're better people because of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It
we're
makes
not
you a better
psychotic. We're not egotistical. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we realize there's other people on the fucking planet and we have to deal with those people.
But then think about it. It's like we had our whole childhood to get rejected and cope with that, right? Think
Yeah.
about the person who been in their house on social media their whole developmental life, and then they get early 20s and finally decide to put themselves out there, and they get rejected, and then they want to shoot everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of the norm nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, surprisingly, as sad as that is to say out loud, like a lot of, I can't even say, because I was gonna say young man, but the females is catching up nowadays too. They just as batshit crazy. Like they get rejected. These young men and young women, they get rejected, and they go full psycho stalker mode, willing to stab somebody. If she can't go through your phone, willing to stab your ass. If he see you talking to other dudes, he probably gonna try to kill you and the other dude. It's just people just crazy now, and I don't know where that came from, where it started, but it
Social
seemed,
media.
yeah, it
Selfishness.
probably is that too.
That was
It's
it.
probably a lot, but it just seems like back in the day, like, you know, you get rejected, you just, hey, next one. But nowadays, man, like, girl reject you, okay, let me bash her head in with a rock
But
and
now-
something
now,
like
see,
it's
let me
not.
add to that shit though. Back in the day when you got rejected, and let's say this shit was at school, you had to watch that person go deal with another person that ain't you
At school.
at school
Every day.
every fucking day. So it, like, you know, a lot of people don't look at it like conditioning, but I look at it as conditioning.
Hey, by the
And
end of the semester, you gonna be over it.
yeah, you
You
gonna
done went
have
through
nerves
every-
of steel.
You done went through every emotions of grief.
You
by
done
the end of the
probably went
semester.
through all different phases.
Actually, that reminds me, because this kind of gets into the topic of, like, online, you see a lot of men and women who post things like, why don't men talk to women anymore, or why don't females like try to go on dates with men or something like that.
Man.
And it's like you see these again, camera phones and social media. You see either a dude or a chick trying to ask somebody out, and then they reject them, and like somebody making fun of them in the video, and then you got the nerve to post that shit on the internet. Like,
But see, it's like how we mentioned earlier. The people got this God complex with their little social media pages and their little personal profiles and shit.
Facts.
And the reason being is because they ain't never like back in the day. Okay, I'll give you an example. Back in the day, man. And I say back in the day, I ain't that damn old though. Alright? But
and the internet gonna call you unk.
you know what I'm talking about? Like, but nah, check it out. You had to actually like I said, go to a girl. You had to ask for her number in like a slick slide way. You know what I'm saying? You had to have some kind of riz with the shit. That what they call it now, riz.
It's
Like,
something like that.
Oh, you had to have some. No. I'm gonna go old school on
Skinny
that.
Ohio.
So, I know I'm gonna get called on for this shit, but hey, you had to have game back then. Had to have game, meaning like you had to convince the female that you was talking to in person that she needed your number, and she needed
Facts.
She needed you in her life.
That you was of value.
Yeah, you was worth it. You know what I'm saying? You had to do that. But now, not only that, the reason why these women mad in this day and age is because everything's digital. Like, a dude don't have to go to a chick up in the chick face and try to, make it work to try to get her number no more.
There's no effort.
There's no effort no more. Because, like I said, you had to go to this female. You had to convince her of your worth. Then you had to take her out somewhere to get to know her better, because the only thing you could do back then was like phone call it. But then after a while, like, you phone calling her and you ain't had no screen to see what she was working with. You saw her in person at one time and you had to use your imagination till the next time y'all meet. So it was like, shit, like, I think I know how she looked. You know what I'm saying? So once you went and you took her out on a date, you would take her out on a date multiple times, because you might live over here, she might live over there. Like, not too many dudes dated females in their own neighborhood. That's just facts. Like, they had to go out. They was on their shit. They wanted to get their permit. They wanted to get their license. They wanted to fucking drive. They wanted to fucking be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was ambition. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a goal.
You had to work.
Like, they had to work for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, when they worked for it, then, the prize was, yes. That's why I get mad when I be seeing, like, these women of all different races get online talk about women are the prize. You needed this. And I'm like, no, a man will go out here wait and do shit to get at a female if he determines in his mind that she is the prize. If he don't think you a prize, yeah, well, I'm sorry for you. Like, you better go find somebody that do think you a prize, because that nigga probably think he probably thinking he got second place, or better yet, fifth place. You know what I'm saying? So,
but on the other side, when you said guys had to show women their value, I'm not saying all, because I don't deal in absolutes, but some guys might curse you out for that and say, I don't gotta show her I'm of value. She should know. She know what it is.
Hey,
and some guys don't feel that they have to show that they are of value to the other gender.
You know what? I'm gonna speak
to get a relationship.
I'm gonna speak in general. Yeah, I'm talking to all the niggas that listen to this shit. Then you can't call yourself a man, then. The point blank. That's just what that is. Like, if he thinking he ain't gotta go out his way to go after what he wants, meaning he sees what he wants and he recognizes that is the prize. The prize is her. I'm telling you, like, back in the day, when you saw something you like, you would do everything in your power to make sure you was on point before you even asked her out on a date, before you even, even step to her. Because you already knew what time it was. Like, once you got with her, your goal was accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had achieved you had got the ultimate achievement. You know what I'm saying? Like, you what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, well, you accomplished your goal, like, fully, 100%. Because the goal was to get her number and go out on dates with her and make that your girl. See, these niggas nowadays, bro, like they just be going and meeting females online or either in person. They just be wanting to smash and shit. Like, no. Back then, it was like niggas wanted girls to be their girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
To share a life with somebody.
And share a life with somebody. Like, these people just be, fucking for no reason.
Oh, that's the thing.
And
hookup culture.
And I'm like, what?
I think
like,
that's the disconnect. The goalpost has changed.
You know what I'm saying?
Hookup culture ruined a lot of that.
Because I'm like, these dudes out here, they can't, in my opinion, they can't call themselves a man if they ain't, like, trying to go out their way to try to go after what they want. Like, that's what anything, bro. Like that's what a certain job title you want, a certain lifestyle you want. If you a man and you got testosterone flowing through your veins, then I expect you as a man to do everything in your power to reach that goal.
I agree.
I'm like, shit. If you don't want to do everything in your power to reach that goal, then I can't call you a man.
You don't want
You
it.
ain't want it. You don't want it like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, by all means, though, I will say on the back end, if she's a skank, nigga, don't go that hard in the paint for no skank. No, trying to tell you.
But I love her.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think the goalpost has changed. I think y'all are right. Instead of companionship and sharing a life together was the goal, now sex is the goal. So they're going to do whatever they need to do just to get sex and be done with it.
But there ain't nobody trying to have no kids or even raise them.
But that's what I'm saying. The goal was to share a life with somebody.
Yeah.
So that comes with marriage in a house and building, having kids. But people have, I guess, demoted the goalposts to just hookups and sex.
Yeah, them folk freaked out.
So that's the culture is reflecting that. And then number two, it goes back to what we hit on earlier. A lot of these people with social media have a God complex. Before social media, we knew that the world we live in was a shared responsibility. So we took better care of other people's feelings in it. But now with social media, everybody think their own God. So they expect people to come to me. It's like they post certain pictures because they want somebody to come to me without me having to do all the effort or me putting out as much effort. And I think that's what some of these guys, not all guys, but some of these guys have that complex to where, oh, they're just going to put some shirtless pics and pics of money and cars, and they want the woman to come to them instead of how we discussed earlier, they make an effort for the woman.
Yeah. It's facts.
Like everybody just think they in a Fabio novel and just sitting on some chair somewhere like, yeah, you know you want this.
Exactly, yeah.
Come hither.
And there's probably a lot of people looking at their social media. Yeah, you want this.
Come hither, my dear.
You want this. Cometh here.
That's just sad though, cause I'm like,
It is pretty sad.
I'm like, man, I can tell you, like, when I was in high school, like I said, no social media, none of that shit, bro. I used to have to call a chick and tell her what time I was gonna be there, bro. And I'm like, there wasn't no video phone, none of that shit. It was like, landline. Like, had to call her, had to go, meet her at her place. She ready to pick her up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we ain't had GPS neither, so you know what I'm saying. You had to,
MapQuest.
Matt quit.
you had to follow them directions to a
Good
T.
luck with
You know what I'm
that
saying?
if you
'Cause,
miss your
like,
turn.
boy, you miss your turn, shit. Hey, so it was like a lot of preparation and shit. And it's like now it's like people can go online and they just swipe and then like they get one phone call or maybe text back and forth, and then they at the person's house. Then they saw it there and like, oh, okay, hey, Netflix and chill, okay, all right. Then they just bang, 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 and then like after that, all right, man, I'll see you like what's today? Monday. I'll see you like Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll see you Wednesday or some
After
shit
they
like
done
that.
hooked up like 5 other people.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What,
Yeah.
Monday and Thursday.
Yeah, and it's like, back then, like men had a purpose. Like, and I'm like,
Facts. I agree.
the reason why I say that is because like this generation of these generation of women out here now have made it too easy for men to be men like they should be. You know what I'm saying? Men need to go after it. You know what I'm saying? Like men always got that hunt in them, dog. It don't matter what age. They always got that hunt in them when they come to dealing with females. And they will go out their way and they will, you know what I'm saying, hunt down they prey in the wild, like how they do on Animal Channel.
Animal
You know what I'm
Planet.
saying? And like they will hunt her down if that's what they really desire, they will hunt her down. And the reason being is because like men only go after what they want. That's just bottom
true.
line.
Yeah,
If you got testosterone, men go after what they want, bro.
I
Like
think
they
men don't know what they want nowadays.
Thank you. I was just about to say
Cause
that.
like you saying, men will chase after the right one, but it's like
go after that shit.
it's twofold. Cause females don't like all this feminism shit that's going on. Females don't want to females don't want to assume, the proper role to have a man want to chase after them. But it's like a man will chase after the right one. Like if she just loyal, willing to have kids, all that stuff, like she ain't problematic, she ain't annoying as fuck, she just a perfect companion to him. A man will chase after that, even if he don't have himself built up. If she's like, well, if you want this type of life, I don't feel secure with what you bringing in now. Like a dude, he'll look at that. He won't fuss about that shit. If he really want her, he'd be like, nah.
He'll rise to the situation.
He will rise to the situation. If it's what
play on that one.
if it's what he really want, and she's not combative with him about it when she discusses it to him, like, if you want to have kids and you want to, live a decent life, like we need to get some things straight. And I don't really feel too secure in, if I got to stay at the house and raise kids, if you ain't really performing to a certain level to take care of all this on the back end. Like a dude, he'll look at that and he'll rise to the occasion. Now
that might be y'all.
All right, let's hear it, man.
But that's not all. That might be y'all, but that's not all.
What's going on?
Because some men will say, oh, I need to do all this to get that, and then they just ghost her and go start talking to low-hanging fruit.
Cause they lazy.
No fucking man.
They lazy.
So,
they ain't want shit.
I mean, in my personal opinion,
man.
I've had guys be like, "Oh, you want all that? Oh, you out my league."
No.
And then I'll see him with a woman who don't want all that
them boys.
But I consider myself as doing things early on. I say it like this. I consider myself as to making decisions early on that sacrifice what I wanted for my future. So naturally, I'm going to want a mate who is willing to do the same. So when I meet certain guys, because y'all are right, it's not all, and they see my lifestyle, and I'm saying, hey, we can enjoy this lifestyle, we can have everything we want, you just got to do this and this. He'll just, this is my personal opinion, my personal experience, he'll ghost me and go get with a woman who ain't got none of that, not requiring none of that, but he will still see. The caveat is I'm okay with him leaving me for a woman who don't got that and don't want that. I'm fine with that. But to still lust over what I have to offer, even though you're dating a woman who don't have all of that, that's my problem. Because now you're still wanting that lifestyle, but you don't want to rise to the occasion with me to get it. So you're satiating yourself with somebody who don't have it, but then you still want what I have.
Oh, people are always gonna want to live off of somebody dime and time. And then like even with what we talking about, I say within reason, because some people, you got some females who will be like, well, if you want me, you need to be making $100,000 a year. Like that's unreasonable. Like, bitch, you too bougie. Like,
I
get out
agree.
of my
That's
face.
Unreasonable.
And I'm like,
you should aspire to grow to that.
Yes, but it's like for the bare minimum of raising a family, starting a family, and living comfortably. Like there's a reasonable amount. And I feel like some people don't know what reasonable is either at this point in time.
Facts.
But like as a dude, you have to expect some type of, raising to the occasion, because if you planning on having a family, she gonna be barefoot and pregnant and taking care of the kids. So you have to provide a certain amount to take care of that or ease that burden. Likewise, likewise, she taking care of the kids. Yeah. You gotta have her comfortable to some degree, but it shouldn't be no like she need $2 million a year or something like that. Something ridiculous. She don't need all that.
But then you have the guys fussing like, oh, it's 50-50. I shouldn't have to do all of that for her.
You wanna know why? Because the women, the women that they probably done met in the past was shit. That why.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause that's the only thing it could be, really.
I say it's shit.
Cause like, you saying, oh yeah, it gotta be 50-50. But I mean, like, think about how it is now, though. I'm like, that drive, that, like I said, thrill of the hunt, if you will, it ain't there no more. Like, don't nobody really hunt nobody down no more.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really look at a person picture and be like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he like, I have to have those digits.
Yeah, people getting lazy.
Like, they just be like, alright.
Nice to look at, but keep scrolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep scrolling and see what my options is. Like, everybody really think they got like millions of options now.
That's part of the problem right there.
And I'm like, bro, like, hey, look, I was taught from back in the day, and once again, I ain't that fucking old. When I say back in the day, it could have been like 10 years ago, okay? But no, when you saw something you like, you jumped on it right then and there. There was no, even if you didn't have your shit together, you jumped on that right then and there with the mindset that you was gonna get your shit together to try to keep this woman that you was infatuated
That's
with.
a big key part of the sentence.
Yeah, that and
But
it seemed like back then women were willing to give a man that chance. Like,
yes,
That is
okay.
also
Yes,
true.
that's
Now, I
true.
will agree with
Yes.
you.
if you don't get your shit together within like a year of
Yeah.
me talking to you or 6 months of me talking to you, you ain't got no progress, then we done. Like, women were
I
a
agree.
lot more willing to do that back
Hey,
then.
shit.
Like, now, if you ain't got them fat stacks, she ain't looking at you.
shit, within 5 minutes of the motherfucking conversation you having with her,
You gotta,
dog.
you gotta come already having it.
You fucked up.
No, I agree. A lot of women, I think it's both parties.
Yeah.
Because you're right. The women I talk to, some of them want the guy already pre-made, and that's just, it's a nice to have, but you're probably not gonna always have, because people take time to grow and develop. So I'm more of a time frame type of person. I will give you like a year, and let's see what you do in a year. And then if you don't do nothing you said you was going to do within that year, then I'm done with you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people want you to be on site already put together, and that's just not realistic for anybody, man or women.
Nah, that's that. You trying to cheat? You trying to cheat at the game of life?
Yeah.
You want shit done pre-made already, but it's like it's so dumb, right? Because like when you do that shit, not only are you not working on yourself, but you ain't never gonna grow as a person.
That's true.
Like, see, like when the way we used to do it was like if you didn't have your shit together and she gave you that time, you was gracious at that time. You didn't waste none of that time. You did everything in your power you needed to do in that time. But at the same time, get what? That on her end was exercising patience and her, I guess like giving her time to wait around for the right man, which could be you if you get your shit together as a man.
But guys don't see it like that.
And then when you got your shit together as a man, you felt better as a man because it was like, you was growing as a man. Cause like to think that a female would spark this in you to where you would want to do better, you would want to get a higher paying job, you would want to test your limits to see if you can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then like, let's not forget the loyalty aspect on both ends. If y'all decide that both of y'all is what y'all want, you know what I'm saying? And he making these sacrifices or he bettering himself for her, she was also bettering herself for him.
That's
so
true.
it was like a collaboration back then. Like now it's like, oh yeah, he drive a Benz, girl. Yeah, he got money too. You should go holler at him. When she hollered at the dude, get what? Now suppose he asked her like, what you got going on? Oh, nothing. this, that, blah, blah, blah. I got about 3 kids. Okay, not a problem. I can deal with that. But like, where you live at? Oh, Section 8.
Oh my god.
And then that's when she just turned around and be like, she start twerking.
And then he'd be like, oh, well, where your car at? Then she got a beater and shit like that. But then the whole time before that, when she was asking him questions, trying to get to know him, she wanted to know exactly how much he made. Was it good enough? Was it gonna be enough? What kind of car he was driving, and shit like that. But it's like, the point I'm making is like, if you're gonna come to the table and expect a person to have 6-figure income, nice ass car, nice house, this and that, you better have the same goddamn thing. Nothing less.
I kind of agree with that.
Nothing less. You better have the same exact shit.
I kind of really do agree with that.
If you want to have a relationship with a person like that, Because you telling that person it's okay for you to be mediocre and they got to be above and beyond for your ass.
What is that? That's a God complex.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't have to have what you have, but you still submit to me.
Yeah, exactly. Like how we was talking earlier. Because like I said, if you ain't down to like stay still, keep your hands to yourself, and build with somebody, then you ain't got no business in nobody's face demanding shit from them. You just don't.
But what about, so what do y'all say to those guys who he might meet a nice woman and she got her stuff together and she just asking him, well, maybe you should go back to school so you can get more income because this is how I'm living and I'm willing to rock with you, but, you know, I suggest that you go back to school and let's try to upgrade together. What do y'all say to those men who be like, nah, I ain't doing all that. You asking for too much, and then just go get with a girl who don't have none of that.
They retarded and lazy.
That right there is what you call a Dan.
What is a Dan?
Dumb ass nigga.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what that is.
Even though he can see, oh, my life might be better dealing with this woman compared to this woman,
he don't
but then he get with the woman who ain't requiring all that and he can just hook up.
You wanna know what?
She ain't asking me for all. Shorty over here ain't asking me for all that, so I'm not gonna do all that.
Let me give you the rundown of what a Dan looks for in a woman.
Like, he willing to eat ramen even though old girl actually like him and she shop at Whole Foods. Yeah. He willing to settle for the chick who eating ramen.
Yeah, cause like all them Dans out there, the only thing they looking for is a chick that gonna accept them with 2 blunt wrap packs.
Oh my God.
And a 6-pack of Schlitz. The gold bowl, not the blue.
You ain't wrong. And you ain't wrong. Like, dude, like,
I can't.
Nah, that's how it be. That's one of them things people don't talk about. Like, you had these pretty princess motherfuckers, like these females who pretty princess, or you got these dudes who look like they well put together and all that shit. But behind the scenes, all it take is exactly what he said, like some weed and a 6-pack of booze or something like that, and they just DTF.
And it's on.
Yep. Easy. They super green.
Super green. We up through there.
Oh, don't she work at that bank up the street, that high-end bank up the street, or don't she work for that law firm? Didn't I see her last week down there with the bros, like with a 6-pack and a blunt getting smashed down? Like, yeah, that was her, shawty.
That was her, man.
That is crazy work.
Yeah, but see, like, that's the thing. Like, I'm talking about, like, ain't no building no more. It's just like instant gratification. They just want instant gratification. It ain't. Let me see where this shit go.
I agree with that.
Where this shit, let me see where this shit go at. They don't want to invest the time. They don't want to give each other a chance. It's just like, what you got? Oh, I got some booze and some weed. Okay, well, I'm bringing the booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they like, oh yeah, match made in heaven. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, in my personal opinion, I think this generation, you know, got some work to do if they want to actually have a fucking life. But I'm like,
they're absolutely not gonna do it. All they're gonna do is go on the internet and complain.
Yeah,
that's what's on the internet now.
Yeah,
instead of them getting off the internet to do the work, they're gonna stay on the internet and complain about the work they're not doing.
Yeah, but see, like, and that's another thing too, though. Like, even when people get on the internet and be talking about the same shit we be talking about, they be sugarcoating the fuck out of that shit. Like, I can't stand, like, watching half these people videos, because, like, how you said, they be bitching and complaining. Oh, my God, the dating scene is so horrible. It's like, yeah, because the people you're around are horrible.
Like, they're horrible people.
You got horrible people around you. Ain't nobody interested in what you selling at this point. Because, like, and the reason why I say that is because, like, it's like, you might want a family, you might want kids, and everybody else looking at you around you in your immediate circle is like, man, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the truth.
And I'm like, you can't sit up there and get mad and complain like it's everybody and get on the internet, take to the internet, and complain and vent your frustrations when you never made the change out of that immediate circle you in. You gotta get out of that shit. See what life's like outside of that bubble you got, that personal bubble you got going on. Then I listen to some of what you got to say, but it's probably still full of shit because you're probably still doing the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I said, they're cooked. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I want to say, you know, everything is everything, but I don't know.
They just all selfish. That's it. They're just all selfish. Nobody wants to serve. They want to be served. And the reason why nobody wants to serve is the fear of getting taken advantage of. So everybody done flip and they want to be served, which is causing this massive selfishness, and the selfishness causes the imbalance.
Okay. So these new kids on the block, this new generation, they just got a lot of stuff to figure out, so to speak, because things kind of shifted and changed. What the fuck did I just say? Shit shifted and changed with, how things have progressed as far as the dating pool, technology, social media, and all that shit. And they haven't really adjusted to it or really rose to the occasion, which is why they keep bitching and complaining about the same fucking problems all the time. But with that being said, thank y'all for, listening to the Zero Spin podcast, and we will see y'all in the next one.